Hello and welcome. Today's class is a prenatal yoga class. So for all of you moms to be out there, this is a great class for you to help with any aches or pains, any tension you might be feeling during your pregnancy. But it's also a great class to do on a regular basis to help get your body toned for the big day. So we're going to start in a comfortable sitting position, having your legs crossed like I have them. If you have some pillows, you can always use the pillows under your knees if they're not all the way down to the floor, just to support them. If that's not comfortable for you, you can stretch your legs out nice and wide, making some room for baby. And if you want, you can even lean up against a wall just for some added support. So getting yourself comfortable, whatever that looks like for you. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to just start with our breath. So our breath is so vitally important to keep us alive, but also as you go through your labor and your delivery. So just taking a moment, close your eyes, checking in to see the quality of your breath, noticing where it's flowing, noticing its length. And we're going to take our hands all the way to our belly and slowly breathe all the way down into those hands. So filling your belly up nice and full. And then letting it sink back down. Breathing in, filling that belly, and exhale, sinking it back down. Let's do one more like that, really expanding your belly. Breathing oxygen down into your baby, and then back. Beautiful. Now silently counting the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale. And as you count those two inhales and exhales, we're going to see if we can gradually get our exhale to be twice as long as our inhale. So if you're inhaling for the count of 4 or 5, you want to exhale for the count of 8 or 10. And just getting your exhale to be longer than your inhale will give your parasympathetic nervous system that message to rest and digest, allowing you to relax. So as you are going through your labor, in between your surges or contractions, just coming back to this calming breath will help give you some more time to relax before the next surge happens. Always breathing all the way down into your belly. Beautiful. So that's called the calming breath. And the calming breath, as I mentioned, is used in between surges so that you can get yourself prepared for the next surge or wave that's about to happen. So from here, we're going to maybe remove pillows if you have them, and get your legs crossed if that works for you, bringing your fingers to the floor. And we'll do a little side stretch just to create some more space. So we're going to reach the right arm up towards the ceiling and then slowly coming over towards the left, creating some space in your rib cage and always listening to your body. So doing what feels right for you. I'm simply suggesting here so you don't have to do it if it's not feeling good for you. So taking a few moments, breathing into that side, and then slowly bringing yourself back to center. Beautiful. Let's do the other side, reaching the left arm up and then bringing it slowly to the right. Taking a few moments here, just seeing how that feels for you, how it feels for baby. And then slowly coming back to center. Lovely. Bringing your hands on your knees. Let's take our feet and bring them together so that we're coming into a little butterfly pose. You can just move your knees up and down. Feeling your sits bones on the floor, feeling grounded here. Letting your knees relax out. So we want our knees to relax. We want our hips to open. And then we'll just slowly drop our chin to our chest. Just letting the weight of our head stretch out the back of our necks. Maybe gently taking your chin from the right and back to center and over to the left. Nice and slow. Relieving any tension from your neck, from your shoulders. And then coming back to center, lifting your head up, taking your shoulders up to your ears and letting them roll down your back. Beautiful. Let's take the legs out nice and wide. Maybe flexing and pointing those toes. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to do a little side stretch here. So bringing your left arm up towards the ceiling and then slowly sliding down towards that right leg. Just coming in a little bit differently into that side body. Again, just listening to your body, making sure it feels right for you. And then we'll slowly make our way back to center, and let's reach the right arm up and slowly coming over towards your left leg. Breathing here. Keeping your sits bones nice and firmly planted. And then slowly coming back to center. Beautiful. Let's bring those feet together and just bending our knees. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. So having your knees nice and wide here, you can bring your feet together and we're going to come into child's pose. So sinking the hips down towards your heels and bringing your head towards the floor. You can always bring a pillow in if you need a little bit more height, letting your head relax. If your hips aren't quite reaching your heels, you can always take that pillow behind you, giving a little more room there as you fold forward. And then coming back to that beautiful calming breath. Getting your exhale to be longer than your inhale. Maybe imagining as you breathe in, you're blowing up a nice big balloon in your lower back. Helping to release any tension you might be feeling in that lower back. And then slowly making your way back up. Remove the pillow if it's being used. Having your knees a little wider than your hips, your wrists underneath your shoulders. We're going to do some cat-cows here. So as you exhale, you're going to bring your back up towards the ceiling. And then as you inhale, you're going to let your belly and your baby hang down as your head and tailbone come up. And just moving back and forth with your breath, noticing how that feels for you. Giving your baby a little gentle swing ride back and forth. relieving any tension from your back. Beautiful. Coming back to center, maybe making some circles with your hips. Taking them into a nice circle, and then going in the other direction. Beautiful. And then coming back to table, take your knees a little further apart. We're going to bring our toes and curl them under at the edges of our mat. And then slowly bringing those hips up towards the ceiling. And you can bend one knee at a time. Just walking each leg out, letting your head hang down. Maybe shaking your head, yes and no. And seeing if you can plant your heels down towards the floor as you lift your hips up a little bit higher towards the ceiling. Beautiful. We'll take a nice leisurely walk with our feet up towards our hands. Feet are nice and wide and just hanging out. Maybe bending your knees a little bit. You could even hook your arms into each other as you hang out here. Taking a few moments just to let your head relax, shoulders relax. Beautiful. And then release your hands. Let's slowly and gently ease our way back up to standing, keeping your chin tucked until you're feeling stable. Let those shoulders roll down your back. Beautiful. Standing with your feet a little wider than hip width apart. We're going to bring our hands onto our hips here. And I'm going to have you all do a little belly dancing figure 8 movement. So we're going to take our hips over to the left and then over to the right. And you can bend your knees as you're doing this. So just moving in this beautiful figure 8. And this is a great pose to help loosen up those hips, but it's also really good to use while you're in labor. Helps to bring the baby down and loosen things up. This actually was developed many, many years ago as a birthing move, and then it became a belly dancing move. So let's see if we can go in the other direction. So this might feel a little awkward. Moving your hips in the other direction. Beautiful. And then coming back to stillness. Nice. And just letting your arms float from side to side. Just getting loose and limp. Excellent. And then coming back to center. You can have your feet a little wider apart. Your toes can be pointing on a 45-degree angle. We're going to reach all the way up towards the ceiling, bringing the palms together. And then as you exhale, let's just sink down into those hips. Beautiful. Let's bring the elbows together and then opening up those arms, coming into our beautiful goddess pose. So hanging out here, letting those thighs get a little bit warm, breathing all the way back down into your belly. Beautiful. And then let's reach the arms back up, straightening the legs, and then exhale, sinking back down. Let's move back and forth, nice and steady with your breath. Beautiful. And then letting yourself sink back down. Let's bring our hands to our knees. We're going to lean over a little bit, taking that right shoulder over to the left knee. Taking a breath here. And then back to center. And let's take the left shoulder to the right knee. Breathing. And then coming back to center. We're going to slide the hands all the way to the floor. And if you can, let's wiggle the hips down. So you might want to bring your pillows back over and sit on them if you need a little extra height. But if you can, just get those hips to be down towards the floor. So really, really important to keep those hips open. This is a really good pose to help strengthen that pelvic floor. So what we're going to do here is we're going to breathe in, and as you breathe in, you're going to pull up the pelvic floor muscles. So inhale, breathing in, holding them, and then as you exhale, releasing. Inhale, breathing in, pulling those pelvic floor muscles up, and then exhale, letting them go. Inhale, breathing, pulling them up, and exhale, letting them relax. So it's really important to understand how your muscles feel when they relax, so that when you're in birth, when you're laboring, you can relax those muscles. And this is also really good to help restore and tone that area after the baby's born, to help tighten up those muscles. Beautiful. So let's sit all the way down onto the floor again, stretching your legs out. Maybe flexing and pointing your toes. You might want to have your feet a little further apart. Nice. Maybe making some circles with your feet. Nice. Sitting up nice and tall, just letting your eyes close here. And taking a few moments, feeling your sits bones on the mat, feeling grounded. Bringing your hands back to your belly and coming back to that beautiful calming breath. Breathing all the way down into that belly, nice and full. And exhale, letting it sink back in. Getting your exhale to be twice as long as your inhale. Nice and steady, full breaths. Maybe feeling baby moving around a lot more. So when we relax, there seems to be more room for baby. The muscles aren't all tight, and that's usually when baby is the most active. So by relaxing and practicing this calming breath, it will help give baby some time to explore and move around and feel a little more relaxed as well. And then we'll just bring our legs back in. I'm going to have all of you just lay down onto your left side, and you can use your pillows here, placing a pillow under your head and maybe one in between your knees. You can slide your hand underneath that pillow that's under your head, and just bringing your hand in front of you, coming into this very comfortable, relaxed position, and just taking this opportunity to integrate all of the poses, taking this opportunity for yourself to relax and to let go, feeling all the muscles softening. Breathing all the way down into your belly. And enjoying the movement of your baby. Knowing that you have the power within you to have an easy, comfortable birth. and staying here for as long as you'd like. And making sure that you take some time each and every day to relax, taking some time each day to practice your calming breath. And to help tone your body with the poses that we covered today. And I wish you all a wonderful day. Namaste.